privilege to have my one-star national marketing director and sponsor here in town with me. It couldn't be a better week for me in Nerium. When your national marketing director, your upline sponsor, or whatever comes to town, it's really fun. So make sure you take advantage of that if that happens for you guys. So I want to tell you guys a little bit about my Nerium story. I shared a little bit of it last night. Might go a little deeper tonight. Feeling brave. Anyway, I fell into this industry on accident. I basically decided, we had our first child. When we had our second child, I had a corporate background. When we had our second, I decided it was time for me to stay at home. It took us 3 years to get pregnant with him, and I just wanted to be a stay-at-home mom and enjoy that. And luckily, at that time, we could do it. We took a little step backwards and became a single-income family. And part of that was, I didn't have my play money anymore. I really, the checkbook was in his name, and not in his name, but he had guard of it. And anytime I wanted cute jeans, I had to ask for the ATM card. And I didn't like asking for the ATM card. So that was kind of going on, and I had my third child, and I was having some issues with my kid, and I was on the phone with my sister because she had her third, and I was like, we did not have teenage acne. What is going on? Is your skin breaking out like crazy like mine is? And she's like, well, I just heard of this company, went to this party, I kind of like their stuff, it smells good. She said the name, and I was like, how do you spell it? Wrote it down, put the kids down for a nap. I got online, I checked the little box with the company and said, I want more information. I only was interested in the product. I wanted my, 38-year-old pimples to go away. So anyway, a sweet girl by the name of Jenny, which happens to be her sister, called me and said, hey, let me send you some samples. You can try out the product. I'm like, good. She told me a little bit about what she does. And I was like, So I tried the product. I liked it. When I followed up with her, I was going to order some stuff. Well, they had a special going on, and I could sign up as a rep, and so I kind of sat on the coffee table in front of my husband while he sat on the couch, and I was like, so it's $149 for me to sign up, and I promise I'll make the $149 back. I promise you I will. And he's like, he knows me. He knows, when I set my mind to something, I'm going to accomplish it. He was like, all right, go for it, do it. Anyway, when I signed on with the company, I had no idea what I was in for, but I loved it. I ended up earning the free trips, and that's what I really worked for. My play money and earning the free trips. That's all I cared about. Because fun vacations went bye-bye. Once you have 3 kids, and you got to take them with you, and yeah. So free ones were really good. And then you could only go with 2 people, so I couldn't bring my kids. So that's how my husband and I got away. Yay! So I did that for 4 years in a row, and that was really fun. And then one day the company went bye-bye. And they decided to close their doors. So it was kind of a little bit of a, what? Because I was digging it, and I was at a good spot, I was loving what was going on. And in that, I still wanted my play money. So another company came along too, and I joined it, but I didn't love it. I liked the products, but I didn't love it. So when Nerium was introduced to me, I was like, nope. Not doing it anymore. I liked what I did with my first company, but that went away. I don't want somebody to take that away from me. I don't want to build that back up, all that stuff. I said, but when Sarah sent me the bottle, I was like, but if I like the product, I'll probably be your best customer. You know me, I like skincare. So I tried it, I really liked it. I did a before picture. I kind of took the 3-day pictures. Anybody do a 3-day picture? Because I really want to know, right? And so, anyway, when that was all going on, I was watching her on Facebook. And she was earning an iPad. And she qualified for her Lexus bonus. And right when she qualified for the Lexus bonus, that's when she got a text from me that said, I think you need to tell me a little bit more about Nerium. And so when she explained it to me, I was like, that's totally different. That's I come from Party Plan, that's totally different. So anyway, I jumped on board. And I'm not going to say I was a big success right out of the starting gate. I was a big flop right out of the starting gate. In fact, Sarah called me in January. I was like, so are you going to do anything with your Nerium business? There's a meeting in Dallas in February, and I'm going to be at it. Why don't you come? That's like a hop, skip, and a jump for you. And I was thinking, girls' weekend. I'm getting away from my friends, from my family for a few days. Yay! Sorry, honey. But anyway, to go to the bathroom, my legs were crossed, I couldn't leave the room. I loved everything that I was hearing, and decided to come back to Kansas and plug into the system that was laid out for us. And so I did that, and about 3 months later, I qualified for my Lexus, and it's just been a whirlwind of fun ever since. I love my team, love them. I love my non-team family too, and so this is probably one of the best things that will go down in history for me. So anyway, so I get the privilege of introducing Sarah Nilsen, my one-star national marketing director and bestie. We just spent a weekend in San Diego, so that was kind of fun too, and leadership. So I'm excited for her to do her thing.
When you travel, you get your own swiper person. It's awesome. How many of you guys were here last night? Sweet, so I can say the same jokes and you guys can. You know, we can laugh. Yeah, you can even stand up and like really get into it if you want. I'm just going to briefly tell you my story, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the product and a little bit about the business side. How many of you guys are guests? Oh my gosh. Okay. No pressure. Okay, so me, as Laurie mentioned, I was involved in another company for about 10 years. It was skincare. It was Party Plan. Before that, I was what I call like a real job snob. You either are one or you know someone, right? But just can't get into direct marketing because it's for people who can't get a real job. That's how I was. And I found myself there. It was great. I held this line for 10 years, built a great big team and a bunch of customers and a great life for 10 years. And then one day, they went out of business. And it was literally like, we got the email on a Monday, you know, no bueno. So I had sort of gotten accustomed to not having to set an alarm clock, you know, not put on pantyhose, not sit in traffic, and I didn't really want to go back to my corporate job. So I figured I better stay in the same realm. And I also had a lot of customers and team members that were now looking for a home. So did some research on other companies, found one out of Huntington Beach, California. I thought, well, if nothing else, I'm going to go hang out there, right? I live in Seattle, by the way, so anytime I get out of the rain, then I'm for it. And then I get to come to Kansas. Anyway, and so I was there for about a year and a half, and I got to the top of their comp plan, and I was doing what I would call well enough, meaning that I had ramped my income up to the point where I was not stressed so much about money, but I wasn't really dreaming either. It's not like I was, you know, searching out condos in Maui or anything, but I also, you know, wasn't on the top ramen diet. So I was kind of in this place. And some of you might be there right now where you're not really motivated to make any changes. You don't hurt bad enough to make any changes, but you're also not inspired to want more. And that's kind of where I was. And I've gotten a little bit tired of the industry. And my business was on autopilot. And one of my girlfriends approached me about Nerium. And she's like, Sarah, you gotta check this out. I found the best thing ever. This product's amazing. Real science, real results. And I'm like, real? I don't care, because I'm not doing it. And so it was 3 months of her, what I now know is dripping on, which would be like, hey Sarah, how about now? How about now? How about now? And I wasn't returning her calls, and I wasn't, you know, she sent me a bottle, I didn't even try it. She sent me a magazine, I never read it. She sent me a video, I didn't even watch it. I didn't know that she could tell if I watched it or not. But it didn't matter because I wasn't answering her calls anyway. So one day I was looking through my iPhone and I accidentally called her back. You guys ever do that? I was looking for a 425 area code, calling my hairdresser, and I accidentally called Dana. And hi. And she answered the phone, hey Sarah, and I had that brief moment where I was like, how does this sound? Like, really good customer service. And I think I'm picturing my little face popping up on their phone, you know, oh, she's got Ruth. And I realized it was Dana, and of course instead of saying, oops, I called you by accident, I of course said, I'm so sorry it took me so long to get back to you. I'm really glad to be talking to you right now. Thank you for all of the effort you're putting into trying to get me to look at Nerium. I'm sure it's great. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're doing well, but there's no way. I'm not doing that. And we had this kind of back and forth for a second. She just said, you know what, Sarah? 20 minutes. Give me 20 minutes. Let me come to you for coffee and just hear what I have to say. And if you're not into it, fine. If you're not into it, I won't call you again. But I just, as your friend, I can't let you say no until you know what you're saying no to. So I was like, and I literally, you guys, pushed that meeting out 3 weeks because I was so, I don't want to do it, I'm going to do it. 3 3 weeks later, she comes for coffee, and she brought Anna Woodward with her, very frisk, and if you're my partner, you know, I got totally tag teamed. And she just sat down and said, Sarah, if everything was right, if the product was right, the timing was right, the people were right, the business was right, the money was right, if everything was right, are you at all recruitable? So, of course, I thought, well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, if everything's right, I'm recruitable. So she started telling me about Nerium, and, you know, my jaw was on the floor. I was mad at myself that I didn't take her call 3 months ago. I was mad. I pushed it out 3 weeks, and I was in. I knew mentally I was in. I didn't tell her that, but I knew it. As soon as I left there, I called up some friends, and I was just like, you guys, you got to listen to what I just heard. And I organized a call. We called a 10-play call. Some of you might have been doing that in your businesses. And I had them all get on a call with her and listen to exactly what I heard. And out of the 12 people that got on the call, 7 of them joined up with me in the same day. So it was lucky that way. And got my iPad, got my Lexus a couple weeks later, got my $25,000 bonus, trip to Cabo, all of that kind of stuff. And I had actually tripled my income within 120 days. So I'm really, wait a second. If you were here last night, you know what happens at this point. Thank you. I did. It's amazing. True. I'm teasing. The reason why that makes me so excited about the story is because it isn't because I did anything so great. It really isn't because I have great skills or I know all the right people or I have a ton of time or I'm a great salesperson, although I kind of am on that score. It's because we have such a tight system and everybody does everything the exact same way, whether you're brand new or you've been doing this a long time, where you have tons of sales skills or no sales skills, you know all the right people, you don't know anybody, you have 0 time, you have lots of time, it doesn't matter. We're all doing the same thing the same way, so everyone's on the same playing field, and I think that's why the opportunity is so attractive. Because it lends itself to people who want something more. They want to make a difference. They want to change the trajectory of their finances, but they don't necessarily have to have a whole different skill set to do that. Does that make sense? So as you listen tonight, I want you to think about that, because I know some of you in this room will be thinking, that sounds all well and good, but I am not a salesperson. And I just invite you to shift your paradigm, because we really don't want salespeople. As a matter of fact, we kind of discourage it. And just be open to what you're about to hear. We're going to talk about an amazing product. We're going to talk about an outstanding comp plan. And then you guys can ask whatever questions you want, okay? All right.